Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I want to do is talk about a concept that I talked about in one of my earlier books, Before You Sign That Lease, The Small Business Owner's Guide to Leasing Commercial Space. And that is, what is rent to revenue ratio? Now, this is a ratio that I utilize in my own practice to try to give business owners an idea of what they can afford to pay as they're looking to lease space in the marketplace. So before we dive into this video, we're going to explain exactly what that is and how you can apply it to your own practice. And if you're a business owner, how you can utilize that ratio to be able to find a space that's within your budget. But before we dive into this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now you've done that, go ahead and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive right into this episode. All right, so the question is, what is rent to revenue ratio? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? It's a function of the amount of rent that you're paying on a yearly basis divided by your yearly revenue for the space. So just to give you an example, let's say that you are renting a space that's $10,000 a month. Over the course of an entire year, you're paying $120,000 a year in rent. Well, if your revenue is $1 million, essentially what you do is you take the $120,000 you pay a year for the rent, divide it by $1 million, and you get your 12% rent to revenue ratio. Now you may be thinking, what exactly does that mean? And is it good? Are you within line within your budget? And like a lot of answers out there, it really just depends. Depending on what industry you're in, 12% may be in line with what you're looking for. There's some lower margin businesses that may not be able to pay 12%, but then there's other businesses like law firms, etc., that may be wanting to pay more to be at a prestigious address. So I'm going to go through a few uses that give you a range of what rent to revenue ratio you should be expecting. And then from there, you'll have to do your own independent research regarding whether or not your particular industry can support that type of rent to revenue ratio. So to start off, as I mentioned before, attorneys' offices really should be expecting to pay between 6 to 7%. But if you want to be at a prestigious address close to, downtown, maybe close to the courthouse, maybe you're looking at up to 15% in rent to revenue ratio. A lot of times for restaurants, we really look for all building expenses, including rent, insurance, taxes, etc., to be under that 10% mark. Really in that 5 to 10% range is what you're going to be looking for. Auto shops, typically spend, no more than 12 to 13% as far as rent to revenue ratio is concerned. Retail stores, similar to restaurants, that 5 to 10% range is really what you're looking for. As you start getting above that, it becomes a little bit harder to manage, especially because, you have to factor in overhead, costs of goods sold, etc. So it just makes it so that it's a little bit better wiggle room for you. And then finally, if you're a hair salon, if you're in a remote location, 3 to 4% really is as much as you should be paying. But if you're in a well-trafficked mall and your sales are obviously higher as a result, maybe up to 10% is manageable for you. So really that 3 to 10% range, depending on where you're located. So, those are just some of the uses that you can utilize or I've seen in the past. If there's other uses that you're looking at, I would highly encourage you to do some research or talk to a commercial real estate agent in your area. They should be able to guide you as far as, expectations in the marketplace given your particular use. So thanks again for tuning in. I hope you gained some value from this video and understand now what the rent to revenue ratio metric is. If you like this channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to this channel. It really does make a difference in our ability to reach a broader audience and make sure that more people learn about the commercial real estate industry. If you guys are in the Louisville metro area or surrounding areas or looking for space to lease, I'd be happy to represent you in that capacity. Feel free to reach out to me. My number is 502-536-7315, or you can reach me via email at raphael@crisantigroup.com. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.